Shalom, Kahalayim, La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring in the faith and rightly dividing the word of truth. And pretty much seeing that we're getting closer to Esau persecuting the Israelite camps. Pretty much now would be the time to really go hard on you know, pushing hard against Esau as far as prophesying his downfall and telling him, according to the scriptures and according to the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that he's going to be judged for all the wickedness that he's done against the children of Israel, you know. And part of that is bringing out, his works that he has done as far as what the Most High, put on his spirit to do. Because the Most High created Esau, the red Hebrew Edomite, to be the wicked of the earth. And he fulfilled that role quite well, And one of those works, is racial profiling, where they pretty much only single out you so-called natives, Hispanics, and Negroes to be the targets as far as crime or, traffic stops and things of that nature, So that's one of the ways that Esau preys upon you tribes here in America, with a lot of this technology as far as the camera phones. You're seeing a lot of videos being put up of these devils pretty much making Jake a target as far as police brutality, unlawful searches and seizures and things of that nature, because this whole system is based off of them profiting off of our misery, and that this goes to show that, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native will never be free here in Babylon. All right. It says racial profiling occurs when a judgment is made about an individual based on the color of their skin or the appearance of a specific ethnicity. It is the practice that can be performed by anyone. Really, not really, because, you don't see too many Jakes calling the police on suspicious Edomites, so, it's not something that's practiced by absolutely anyone, But in terms of statistics collection, it is a subject matter that is tracked by law enforcement officials. So they actually keep record of these things, And it's actually, this article is really going to point out, the attitude and the favor that they show towards their own, as far as these red Hebrew Edomites, and the hatred that they have towards you Jakes, as far as racial profiling. The United States has held that racial profiling violates the constitutional requirement that all people be accorded an equal protection under the law. All right. So we already know that this system, this Esau's law, or Esau's government, has never been for us, Not only does racial profiling offer evidence of ingrained personal bias, it is often encouraged by misguided policies or incentives that promote higher arrest rates, fine rates, or other enforcement strategies. All right, so, you can have a whole lot of population of Edomites in an area or state, and, maybe say Jake makes up about 15% of that population. The higher arrest rates will still be more Jakes getting arrested and imprisoned, more Jakes having to go to court and pay fines and things of that nature. because that's how this system was set up. To some, this may be a subject that is no big deal. These racial profiling statistics prove otherwise. The racial profiling statistics that everyone needs to know. I'm going to say, instead of African American, I'm going to say Israelite drivers are twice as likely, 4.5% to 2.1%, to be arrested during a traffic stop. And they, each one of these points, they'll list like a source, that they got that from. Like it says the leadership conference. It says 65% of Hispanic drivers are likely to receive a ticket during a traffic stop. This is higher than Caucasian white drivers or actual, red Hebrew Edomite drivers or Israelite drivers. So you so-called Hispanics, y'all are also Israelites too, and these devils don't see you any different than the so-called Negro, you know. It says whites, Caucasians are twice more likely to receive a verbal warning for their conduct in a vehicle when compared to Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. Um, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead and read it for verbatim, but just for reference, the term Black and African American is just titles that was put on our people. They're not really a part of our true nationality, because every nationality has a biblical line that can be traced, and like Black or African American is just a byword, but I really don't like saying it. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it verbatim. It says Blacks, African Americans are 3 times more likely to be searched during a police stop as motorists compared to white Caucasians. Hispanics are 2.5 times more likely to be searched during a police stop compared to whites Caucasians. All right. So, I mean, that shows that Jake is pretty much the target, for any drugs or paraphernalia, you know, and it's all pretty much a racket scheme for these devils to profit off of Jake. But with that, I mean, y'all can check out this article, and I'm gonna go into a few precepts. It's called 24 Frightening Racial Profiling Statistics. You can check it out on vitana.org. Okay. All right, this is Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Right? I mean, because pretty much Esau done set up an entire system based off the oppression and rape, robbery, and murder of you Israelites. And he thinks that, the Most High doesn't see it, or the Most High doesn't, have an account for, all of the things that he's done, This is Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. All right. And the poor, right now is you tribes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. Pursuant to the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, we're the tail and not the head, meaning that we're pretty much in a low position in comparison to Esau and the other nations. And, you know, this is pretty much letting you know that the wicked, which is Esau, you know, sits in his secret places to murder the innocent, you know. This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. All right. So even if, it seems that these devils do these things on a continuous basis, the Most High, sees and acknowledges it, and the Most High is actually going to bring, judgment to Esau, for his unjust legal system that he has rigged against you tribes. This is Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prisons' houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. All right. So right now we've been given over into the hands of this devil, who is Esau, who is Edom. And the only thing we can do right now is wait on our deliverance, because that's the only way we're going to be redeemed out of this captivity that we're in. It says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. All right. And that's the whole reason why we went into captivity in the first place, because, right now we're still paying for the iniquities and sins of our forefathers. But soon it's going to be turned on you devils, you know. Soon y'all going to be paying for all the wickedness of your forefathers, and all the things that you did on this side, according to the children of Israel. Therefore have he poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to hurt. All right. So the Most High, pretty much poured out his wrath upon us, as a nation. That's the reason why, we can't, deliver ourselves out of this captivity, until the Most High's anger is pretty much abated and turned to where he has favor and mercy on us. And he's going to have favor and mercy on his elect. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So the children of Israel represent the northern kingdom, and the children of Judah, which represents the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which is you so-called Negro tribes and you so-called Hispanics and natives. We were oppressed together. We were both oppressed together in this captivity, So this ain't a so-called black thing. This ain't a so-called brown pride thing. This is, the truth of, the reality that, you know, we're oppressed in captivity under Esau, and we're the chosen people of the Lord. And that you so-called Hispanics, also fit the curses that, the same curses that the so-called Negro is under. This is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end." All right. So Esau has always had that same hatred that he had for our nation since the time of Isaac and Rebekah, and the time that Esau lost his birthright. And that really is the reason why this devil, persecutes us and comes against us the way that he does. This is Ezekiel 35:3. "And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee." And Mount Seir, that represents the nation of Edom, you know. "And I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." All right. This is Obadiah 1:10. "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right. So, for all the wickedness and atrocities that you've done to the nation of Israel, it's going to come a point that after 1,000 years of slavery, you devils ain't going to be anywhere on the earth anymore. So with that, the point has been made. It's always going to be thousands of reasons and thousands of examples given as to why we call you red Hebrew Edomites, the devil, because according to your works, it shows that you're the devil. So with that, till next time, I say shalom.